Welcome back to another segment of Credit and Magic 36. Let's jump right into it. Before I get started, I want to put this disclaimer out there. All right. This video is for instructions, recreational, and educational purposes only. It's not my intent to give you accounting advice, financial advice, professional advice, tax advice, or legal advice. I reiterate, it's for instructional purposes, educational purposes, and recreational purposes only. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. All right. I want you to take this free information and I want you to test it. I want you to experiment with it and see what kind of results can you produce for yourself, because nothing happens unless you do something internally and externally. Let me say that again. Nothing happens unless you do something internally consistently and something externally consistently. Nothing happens unless you do something consistently internally and you do something consistently externally. Nothing changes unless something changes. Nothing changes unless something changes. Nothing changes unless something changes. And the thing that has to change is you. How do we change you? By changing your thinking. Changing your thinking will change your feeling and your emotionalizing. Then it will change your stories. Then it will change your beliefs. Then it will change your perceptions. Then it will change your expectations. Then it will change your behaviors. Then it will change your actions, which will change your results. It's the only way it can happen. Get the delusion, get the illusion, get the distortion out of your head. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody can't do nothing for you. It's all on you. All anyone can do is give you information and guide you. That's all they can do. I'm being real with you. I'm one of the realest ones that comes. Nobody can do anything for you. If you don't change your thinking, you're not going to change anything. I promise you. You can hire the best coach, the best consultant, the guru. Nothing's going to happen for you unless you follow what I just told you. And it's the process that every person has to go through. You've never seen a serviceable ladder missing a step, so you can't skip steps around this. Is it possible for you to luck up temporarily? Absolutely. But you won't be able to keep it. You'll sabotage it. You'll blow it. That's why people that win the lottery, 99% of them go or bust. So I'm telling you that you are the source. You are the power. One intelligent person can teach another intelligent person something. That person can integrate it, implement it, appropriate it, demonstrate it, and manifest. Bring into fruition whatever it is they desire. Any material thing, any circumstance, any condition, any situation. Principle is a law that governs, right? It is not aware of your sex. It is not aware of your age. It is not aware of your demographics. It's not aware of how long you've been struggling. He who applies the principle will get the results. Guaranteed. It's unbiased. Guaranteed. He who applies the principle will get the results. He or she who applies the principle will get the results. He or she who applies the principles will get the results. Knowingly or unknowingly, it doesn't matter. If you tap into it, it will work. Now, I'm a big advocate for basics and fundamentals, because I believe that before you hire a coach, before you hire a consultant, you need to get in here and get the basics and the fundamentals of the information, right? I'm not saying that you should do it on your own. I'm not saying that you should do it with somebody. But what I am saying, your first initial step needs to be inundating yourself with the information. Just like you brush your teeth, just like you wash your face, just like you eat, just like you go to work or you go to school. It's on a routine. It's something that you do every day, right? So this is the only way to improve yourself. That's why I work primarily in three areas. And in order for you to succeed long term, I believe that you have to get self-education first, right? When you get self-education, you can move to the second step, right? That means you get financially literate, and then you get credit education, meaning you get the basics and the fundamentals of what credit is, right? How credit works, what it costs, right? And then what are the negative consequences for using it unwisely, and what are the positive consequences for using it wisely. And then you go to the third step, which is financial education. And there's a difference between financial literacy and financial education. Don't listen to what anybody tell you. Go do your own due diligence and do your own research. Financial education is another level, and that's what can lead you, catapult you into financial freedom, into generational wealth, regenerational wealth, and legacy. Understand this. But you first, I like this quote. It says that, you don't have to be great to get started, but to become great, you have to get started, right? You cannot be in inertia and inaction. You got to start taking action, right? Let go of perfectionism. Let go of the fear of making mistakes. You got to start beginning to take imperfect action, right? By faith. And then the first thing that you can do is just start to read up on the laws, start to read up on your consumer rights, start to become financially literate. If you never raised a budget, you'll never raise a vision. If you never raise a budget, you'll never raise a vision. If you've never raised a budget, you'll never raise a vision. What do I mean? Sit down with a clean sheet of paper. Invest 15 to 20 minutes in yourself, right? Write down what you bring in. Write down your expenses. Subtract it. I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but this is the only way to bring change in your life. This is the only way to bring change in your life. This is the only way to bring change in your life. Either you're going to be at zero, you're going to be in the red, the negative, like an NSF charge, or you're going to be in the green, positive. Most important thing you can do right here is 300% ownership. Ownership, accountability, and responsibility. 100, 100, 100. Get real with yourself, right? Begin to respect money. Know to the penny what you're bringing in. Know to the penny what's going out, and know where every penny is going. That's beginning to respect money, and that's going to open up the window. That's going to open up the door. That's going to open up the gate for opportunity to come in for you to create side hustles, other streams of income, ways that you can get interest payments, educating yourself more on assets and liabilities, how you grab an asset that appreciates and it begins to bring you interest payments, or it begins to bring in income, so on and so forth. This is what this is about. So remember, I'm a huge advocate about you personally beginning to get the basics and the fundamentals of the information before you ever go out and hire somebody, right? You need to do your own due diligence so you can discern whether this person is telling you the truth or not, whether this person is qualified to mentor you. Does he resonate with you? Can he show you a track record of proven success? Can he or she show you the results that they've gotten for other clients? Is it possible for you to reach out to the client by email, or get on a Zoom call with them, or get on a conference call with them, or get on a live call with them, right? Because this is the receipts age, right? If you really help somebody be successful, they have no problem sharing their story with the person that is where they once were. You know what I'm saying? If we're truly going to share this information, we're truly going to, change area codes and change zip codes. Let's share the information. Let's do it from a pure heart space. Let's not run game. Let's be real. Let's be authentic. Let's be our true selves and let people know it's nothing special about us. We went through struggle, that we had repos. We've had NSF charges. We couldn't pay our light bill. The lights got cut off. We've had our cell phone cut off. We've had our home phone cut off. We've gotten eviction notices. Let's be real, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real, okay? Nobody's perfect. Everybody's made mistakes. How you think they learn? Pain is the thing that will make you learn. Pain is the thing that will make you change. Pain of loss will make you change for the better. It'll make you transform. It'll make you transcend, right? It'll teach you to take this information and burn it. Put in 6 hours, put in 9 hours, put in 12 hours, put in 15 hours until you get the revelation, until the light comes, so that you can go through integration, implementation, appropriation, and demonstration, and receive your transformation and your manifestation. That's what this is about, right? Ain't nobody perfect. Everybody's made mistakes. Everybody's held on to their last dollar, didn't pay bills. That's why I'm bringing this information to you, right? One of the most important things that you can do, and it sounds easy, it sounds simple, but it's easier said than done. I'm going to say it 3 times. One of the most important things that you can do is pay your bills before time. Pay your bills before time. Pay your bills before time. You can't do that. You got to pay them on time. You got to pay those bills on time. You got to pay those bills on time. Why? Because that's 35% of your consumer profile. When you mess up that 35%, I want to say, I don't have the exact numbers, but let's say you just messing up at least 200 points, 150 to 200 points, because it's hard to change the payment history. You get a late payment and you don't get it off. You get a 30-day, a 60-day, or a 90-day late payment and you don't get it off, right? You're going to lose a minimum of 90 points, 115 points, right? Then that thing goes to a charge off. You're going to lose another 60 points or more, 60 to 75 points. Let's call it 190, 200 points, right? So the best you could ever be is a 650. And that thing is going to continually update. They may sell it to a collection company. That may take another 20 to 35 points. You see what I'm saying? So you're risking, 190, 200 or more points for trying to skip a payment. In the first place, you should never have a late payment, right? We've all had mishaps. We've all had missteps. I'm not judging you, but I'm informing you. Because first of all, you have 25 to 28 days before the first payment is due, right? If you miss that payment, you get a late payment. It's not actually technically late as a 30-day late on your report yet. They give you another 25 to 28 days, right? And then 1 or 2 more days later, they're going to report it as a 30-day late. That's when you're going to get that ding, and it's going to take 90 points, 95 points, 100 points, 110 points, 115 points. Now it's a problem unless you know how to get it off yourself or you connect with somebody that can get it off. And they're going to charge you because they know the impact of that 30-day late. They're going to ask you straight up, hey, what's it worth to you? You know what I'm saying? It could be $600, $800 to get that 90 points back, that 100 points back, because they know it's valuable to you, because they know with that 30-day late, they just being real, right? They capitalizing on the opportunity. It's a capitalistic society. They know you can't do nothing with that 30-day late. Most people are going to, turn their head to you and giving you anything, except for the little people like, Surge or what's that orange card, First Premier, companies like that, will still give you, $300, $500, but you're going to be knocked out of the big leagues, the 5,000s, the 7,500s, the 10,000s, the 15,000s with that 30-day late, right? It's a wrap. And then if you wanted to go to the business side, you know what I'm saying? You shot. So they know that they can command $800 or $1,000 just to get that one thing off of your report. Is it right? No. But this is where we don't understand value. Human beings don't understand value. Human beings don't understand value. Human beings don't understand value. And that person's not able to promise you that they're going to get it off. It's just speculation, because with credit, no one can promise you anything. No one can guarantee anything. And no one can tell you the time frame of how long it's going to take to clean it off. So this is what I'm saying. It's important for you to raise a budget. Write down your bills when they're due. Write down all the income you have coming in. Write down, how much is going out, what you have left, if you have anything left. If you have credit cards, car payments, what's the due date? What's the statement date? What's the reporting date? So you can stay on top of it. You got to catch a mistake as soon as it happens. Also, you want to have the payment set up on your checking account, so there's no way you can miss it. Plus, you want a paper trail to track it. And even if you use money orders, make copies. Write out the date that you mailed it. You want to be mailing these things, if you're mailing, 7 business days before it's due. Like if it's due on the 23rd, you know what I'm saying? And the 23rd is on a Saturday, you need to put that thing down to the 21st on Thursday. That means you need to be mailing that thing on the 14th. 5 to 7 business days before it's due. That way it can be no mishap. Get a receipt from the post office so you can prove it. It's the prove it piece. It's the evidence. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. It's not what you say, it's what you can prove. This is your reputation. Your credit is your reputation on paper, your reputation and your personality, right? These people want to know if you have the ability to pay back, and then they want to know how willing are you to pay back. They want to know How long have you been managing debt, stewardshiping over debt? They want to know, can you maintain if you lose your job, or are you going to run out on your debt? Because it's risk management. It's a risk score. Everyone's trying to minimize their risk while trying to capture the reward, a big reward. If you have a low credit score, right, thin profile, these people are charging you interest out the woodworks. Why? Because they know they're only going to get so many payments before you default, right? They're banking on you defaulting. That's why they only give you $300, $500, maybe $1,000, right? Because they're going to get their money back in, 4 or 5 payments. You know what I'm saying? They got insurance on it. The bank never loses. Financial institutions never lose. Financial institutions never lose. Financial institutions never lose. They can get it wrote off. Man, they win in 3, 4, 5 times. You the one that's losing. So this is why I'm saying you need to take out 9 months, 12 months, invest in yourself first with effort and time, beginning to get the basics and fundamentals of it. I ain't saying you got to learn it all. So I'm saying when you go get the coach you want, when you go get the consultant you want, or you go get the business coach you want, you need to be able to understand the basics of what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? If you go in there in the red, you don't understand nothing they saying, they just telling you anything, you may get results, you may not. But if you go in there and you've read this stuff, you put in 4 hours for 30 days, learning the basics and the fundamentals, and they start talking to you about permissible purpose, you're going to understand. They start talking to you about, did you get your disclosures? You're going to say, oh, yeah, I saw that in 15 USC 6802. Now they're going to know, like, hey, I can't just run game on this dude. I need to really help this dude. Okay? Then, yeah, you be willing to pay whatever they charging you, but you hold them accountable. You say, hey, if I'm paying you this money, I'm paying you $1,500, or I'm paying you $2,000, or whatever it is y'all agree to, $500, $997, whatever it is. They understand that you don't already have that money. You working paycheck to paycheck. You like, I'm expecting some damn results. And then on top of that, I put in 4 hours a day for 30 days to learn the basics and the fundamentals. That's time that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? I could have got another job, So I'm giving you this $997, or I'm giving you this $999. I'm giving you this $1,500. I'm giving you this $1,800. I'm expecting you in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, while I'm working on my mindset, while I'm getting new stories, I'm getting my emotions in balance, I'm getting new beliefs, I'm getting new higher expectations, I'm trying to evolve into the next best version of myself, I'm getting a new mindset. While you working on all this, I'm becoming a new person, and we're going to meet back up, and I'm expecting results. I am going to email you weekly, right? All right, I'm going to be on our calls. I'm going to be on our calls 15 minutes ahead of time. I'm going to have questions. It might piss you off. I might irritate you, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to improve my life. I'm hungry for it. I'm going for it. I'm digging in. I'm giving you this money that I don't got to change my life. I'm expecting some results, and I'm going to hold you to it. You said you could do this. I need you to do it. So when you come like that, you're going to get results, or they ain't going to take your money. They're going to tell you to go to somebody else. And that's what you want. Before you invest your money, you need to be fully committed. You need to have the basics and fundamentals of the information, and you need to let them know you mean square business. I'm giving you this money that I don't have, or that I could be, my wife's all in my ear fussing at me and this and that, and I'm trying to make life better. I'm trying to get us a house. I'm trying to get us a bigger house. I'm trying to get us some lower interest rates on our cars. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to be like, oh, okay, I can't play around with this dude. This dude, he all in. So when you go all in, you're going to get results. When you go all in, you're going to get results. When you go all in, you're going to get results. When you go all in, you're going to get results. When you go all in, believe me, feel me, trust and believe and know this, you're going to get results. All right? So, credit. You need to understand what credit is. It is your reputation and your personality on paper. You got to be able to maintain and sustain this. This is when these people pull your file, this is how they see you. Don't matter if you go in there with an Armani suit on, gaiters and all that. That don't mean a hill of beans. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look at that paperwork. You got a 580. They shaking their head. The answers I already know. They ain't even sending you the underwriting. You know what I'm saying? But if you walk in there with some Dockers on, some relaxed shoes and a polo shirt, and you got a 720, man, you mean business. They looking at you like $1,000,000. They're gonna talk to you. They're gonna ask you want any snacks, you want a cup of water. They're gonna ask you how your day been. They're gonna ask you, do you have any kids? They're gonna ask you, are you married? They're gonna try to find out everything about you. Why? Because they want to work for you, right? They want to make some profit off of you, right? They only make profit off interest. They only make profit off interest. They only make profit off interest. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to see what all products. They can't hit you with one product because you're going to get a low interest rate because you got a 720. But they're going to sell you multiple products, 4 or 5 products. You know, you one customer, you get 4 or 5 items. That's 4 or 5 sales. That's how they're looking at you. Opportunity. This is a capitalistic society. Everybody capitalizes on opportunity. You got to understand this. This is why you got to get your reputation score right. You got to get your FICO score right. You got to build the right profile. It's not just about the score. It's how many counts that show you paying on time. You know what I'm saying? Do you have something from 6 years? You went through the COVID in 2020 and you still paid on time. Do you got something for 48 months? Do you got something for 36 months? Do you got something for 24 months? They're like, okay, this dude made it through 2020, through 2021, March 2020 to March 2021. Oh, this dude's solid. Let's give him what he wants. That's how they're going to look at you. All right. So you have a relationship with money, right? The floating rate notes that you're handling is a symbol, is a representation of money. Money is energy. All right. And so if you have a bad relationship with money, you're going to have a bad relationship with credit. And you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to cut off the valve, right? You want to have access to resources so that you can be a capitalist and you can capitalize on opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's you getting a couple cars for Turo, you getting some Airbnbs, you doing some fix and flips. You just want to always have access to resources because you don't never know when your job's going to end. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, more than 65 million people have bad credit, right? The consumer reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they're ignoring a lot of dispute letters. That's why you got to get in with a mentor, you know, someone that resonates with you, someone that has a proven track record of success, someone that can show you the results that they're producing, right? Because this is a vicious game. You know what I'm saying? The banks, the financial institutions, and the consumer reporting agencies, they're in the bed together. They have no benefit to remove negative items off of your report. Why? Because they sell your information and they get the most money on bad files. You know what I'm saying? When you're charging a person 3 to 5% interest, you can't really make no money off of that. You make money charging people 21% interest, 24% interest, 27% interest, 30% interest, 34% interest. That's how you make money. You understand me? So you got to get your FICO score right, right? So it's a process. I like everybody to commit 9 months to transforming themselves, right? You personally go do the work internally and externally on yourself, your mindset, your emotional guidance system, your belief system, right? Your storytelling, your perceptions, your expectations, your habits, your behaviors, and your actions. And then they're working on, you know, getting you cleaned up, and they're giving you instruction to add new credit all at the same time. So you're working on mindset. You add new credit. They're disputing the old bad credit. So that all together, now your credit has a new story. Your mindset has a new story. And then your results have a new story. So 333, 9 months. You see what I'm saying? So with this happening, you become a new person. You get a new credit profile. You get new results. That's the way it works, right? So you got to understand money, your relationship with money. You got to rebuild it, right? You got to repair it. You got to restore it. Then you got to get the basics and the fundamentals of credit. Learn what credit is, what it costs, what are the positive consequences, what are the negative consequences. When you do that, put yourself back together again. You're a whole new person. You have access to resources. Everything is at your beck and call. But it all depends on how you look on paper. So I leave this video asking you this question. Do you look good on paper? Do you look good on paper? Do you look good on paper? I tell you to do your due diligence. Study to show yourself approved. Get this information on financial literacy, financial education, and credit education. Get consumer educated so that you can turn into a winner. Continue to apply this stuff daily and turn into a champion. Till the next time, peace.